everybody, what is going on? Welcome to Regular Josh 1. Before we get started, make sure to hit that like button in this video, and if you're new, subscribe. Also, check out my vlogging channel, Regular Josh Adventures. I just recently posted a new vlog there, and another one will be posted very soon, so click the link to check out my second channel, and also think about subscribing. I would really appreciate that. Bluey! You know I had to do that. You know I had to. Man, how many times have I talked about the show on my channel? Like 3 times? I mean, can you really blame me? This show is just simply amazing. It's honestly in a league of its own. There is no other show like it. Let's be real. How many times has a show that was for preschoolers made you cry? Exactly. You can't name one. Bluey is just that good. No, I haven't cried personally. I'm a tough button. Regardless, Bluey has managed to make its mark in our pop culture. It really has become a global phenomenon. As the show has gone on, it just keeps getting better and better with each new season. More fun, more touching, more engaging. At this point, it's become so much more than just a preschool show. The Sign, in my personal opinion, is a fairly big testament to that. I remember when The Sign was first announced. Bluey's biggest episode ever, 28 minutes long. That was a big deal. I mean, that's literally 4 Bluey episodes all compiled into one, since each episode only lasts about 7 minutes. What was also different was that this would be premiering around the globe all on the same date. Usually, at least for the US, it takes months for us to get new episodes once they premiere in Australia. It wouldn't be until about roughly a month before the premiere where they'd start dropping some more info on what the special was about. They were starting to build this up. We were getting even more excited. Eventually, we learned that this was also a wedding episode. We see them at the reception, we see a little bit of the ceremony. Bluey, Bingo, Socks, and Muffin are flower girls, and whoa, wait a minute. Brandy is pregnant? This is going to be a really cute and fun Bluey special. I'm all for it. And then episode Ghost Basket comes out, and this changes everything. No one saw this coming. Now, before we get into this, I will say that I am going to be going over spoilers in this video. If you haven't seen Ghost Basket or The Sign, then yeah, you most likely saw the thing that shocked everyone. But I would still recommend that you check those episodes out before watching this video. So this is your spoiler warning. However, if you want this to be spoiled for you, go on ahead. Ghost Basket really starts off just like any other episode of Bluey, where the family is essentially playing some sort of game. Bandit is pretending to be a real estate agent selling the house to Chili, while Bluey and Bingo are playing as the grannies who live in the house. Basically, one of the grannies tries to scare Chili away from buying said house, hence the name Ghost Basket. It's a pretty cute episode. Then we get the last shot. It's revealed that the house is on sale. This shocked everyone. Everybody started talking about this. The Healer family is gonna be moving? What did this mean for the show moving forward? This was a very big deal. In fact, some people were very worried about how much this was gonna change the show. Many were thinking that this meant the end of the series. Heck, there were theories being made as to why they were moving in the first place. We were all heavily invested. And then, the moment we've all been waiting for. The Sign finally premieres. And no, this wasn't just a release on a streaming service, or even on television for that matter. They had premiere screenings of this. In Australia, I believe they had like a couple of parties around the country, but even in LA, Disney Plus, alongside Disney Junior, had a big premiere party with even celebrities attending this and everything. You even got the chance to meet Bluey and Bingo there as well. Not gonna lie, I am incredibly jealous right now. I even saw billboards along the freeway promoting this episode. Either way, there was so much hype around this premiere, and good lord did it work, because I ended up watching the special at 2:30 in the morning. So after all that, and the conclusion of the previous episode, what was The Sign about? Well, we start off with seeing a real estate agent arriving with potential buyers checking out the new house. We learn that Bandit got a new job in another city, and that's why they're moving. Bluey is understandably upset about the idea, as she wants to stay, but Bingo is seemingly fine with this. The next day, the family is setting up their backyard for Frisky and their Uncle Rad's wedding, but it seems as though the wedding may be off, as Frisky is upset about Rad not telling her about him planning to move her out west, and she takes off. So now it's up to Chili, Bluey, Bingo, Muffin, and Socks to go and try to find her and save this wedding, with Bluey along the way, hoping that the house doesn't get sold. Now, on paper, this still sounds like a somewhat simple Bluey episode. Heck, the way it begins, it still has that very fun, cute charm that is custom with Bluey at this point. And there are many moments like this within the special, but when it comes to the plot line about moving and Frisky being upset with Rad, that's where things really get going. You might be wondering why this episode is called The Sign. Well, it has everything to do with the literal for sale sign in the front yard. It actually plays a fairly important role in the story. See, Bluey and the girls agreed to go with Chili to find Frisky because she was going to help them take down the sign from the front yard. Now, Frisky wants the sign down because, well, it would be awkward to arrive to a wedding and the guests are greeted with a big sign that says house on sale up front. However, the girls believe that by taking down the sign, the house will no longer be on sale anymore, which means that they will no longer have to move. It's the sign that's causing all of this. They've got to get rid of it. It's Bluey's only hope to ensure that they stay here. I have to say, I think they show Bluey's dilemma pretty well within this episode. Shouldn't really be a surprise to me that this show would tackle a subject like this. I mean, moving isn't really easy on anyone, but it can be particularly challenging for kids. Anything new could be very scary, and that's something that Bluey is worried about. What would life be like in a new city? Would she like her new home? What about the friends she's made? Would she ever see them again? What if she doesn't make any new friends in the new city? There are so many things that are very uncertain when it comes to moving that these are worries that I can imagine any child having, and they tackle this really well. They do this as well with both Frisky and, well, Chili. Throughout the episode, Chili is trying to cheer up Bluey about all of this, telling her that this could be a new adventure. However, you could tell that deep down, she was very uncertain about this as well. In fact, later in the special, it's revealed that she herself doesn't want to move. She doesn't want to leave behind the place where Bluey took her first steps. We see just how much this house means to her. She shared so many memories there, so of course this is going to be hard on her as well. She wants to stay positive about this and hopeful, but deep down, she doesn't really know how things are going to turn out. All she can say is, I guess we'll see. We'll see. That is the running theme of this special, and man, is it done so well. It actually starts with Calypso at the school telling a story of the farmer, which follows a series of events happening like the farmer losing his horse, or the horse coming back with even more horses, or the son accidentally injuring himself trying to tame one of the wild horses, or a war happening, but his son isn't able to be enlisted in the army because of his injury, where the neighbors either come over and saying, well, what bad luck, or what good luck, with the farmer simply saying, we'll see. The fact that they used an old Chinese tale that dates back to 139 BC for this message in this episode just tells you these creators are freaking goated. Now, I usually don't say stuff like this, but these creators are just that freaking good. They come up with everything so perfectly. And this is a preschool show. Like, how do you... Okay, anyway. The message essentially of The Farmer is that in the grand scheme of things, we have really no way of knowing if certain events that happen to us will be good or bad. What are the consequences? Is this misfortune or is it good fortune? Could it be both? All we can do is, well, wait and see what happens. As Calypso reassures Bluey about moving, she tells her this story and leaves her with this: things will work out the way it's supposed to. She misunderstands this at first, but she begins to realize what this means later on. In fact, near the end of the episode, when Bingo realizes what it actually means to move out of the house once it's sold, in an effort to try and stop this like earlier with the other girls, she tries removing the sign in front of the yard by herself, becoming upset when she can't. In a very sweet moment between Big Sister and Little Sister, Bluey tells Bingo that very same story about the farmer. This was a very touching scene, by the way, because I felt so much for Bingo. Like, when the realization hit, you could definitely feel that. And it was nice seeing Bluey being a big sister and trying to comfort her, letting her know that everything is going to be okay. That was really, really nice. But also, the message of the farmer is honestly a really good one for everyone to learn, especially children. Things in life do become very uncertain, and a lot of times we do worry about whether these changes are gonna be good or bad for us. Trust me, I went through this hard at the end of 2022, but despite what happened, things still ended up working out for me in the end. I don't think there's many preschool shows out there that can be that relatable to a broader audience. Only Bluey can do something like this. It's amazing just how good the special is. There's a reason why I mentioned earlier in this video that Bluey has become so much more than just for preschoolers. The sign just has so many great moments in it, moments that make you feel things. I mean, for one, the actual wedding scenes just make you really smile. Seeing everybody at the reception just having a good time, and again, especially seeing Brandy also confirming that she's pregnant, I mean, you just can't help but feel happy. It actually was a pretty good way to give us a little break from the more emotional beats the special gives us. Granted, we do go right back into it when we see the confirmation that the house has indeed been sold. Bandit is now beginning to wonder if he's making the right decision. His whole thing is that he wants to provide the kids with the best life that he can. He's doing all of this for the kids. I mean, tell me that Bandit isn't the best dad on this planet. So now the day of the move is here. We see the house completely emptied now, with everyone spending their last moments in there. And remember when I mentioned that Chili didn't want to leave behind the place where Bluey took her first steps? A very precious memory of hers? Well, here she is in that spot where she was when Bluey took her very first steps. I'm telling you, what other preschool show does this? How are these creators this good? Like, hello? This was supposed to be a simple, cute, fun little show where kids learn lessons and whatnot. You're not supposed to be making the adults cry. But you know what? That's what this show is just good at. Making you feel things. This show feels so genuine, so real, and it's so relatable, you can't help it if you see yourself in these characters. It's partially why you root for them so much. These characters are just incredibly real, in my opinion. So the last 5 minutes of this episode is really powerful, not only because you see the emotions that each character is going through, especially at the end, but you also end up seeing, like what Calypso told Bluey earlier, how things would work out the way they're supposed to. It all comes together in the end. See, this is why Bluey, in my opinion, is so much more than just a preschool show. It is a masterpiece. If you have yet to see The Sign, I would highly recommend giving it a watch. Believe me, you would not be disappointed with this one. My rating, instantly 10 out of 10, no questions asked. I'm telling you, these creators just do not miss. Now, we won't get any more Bluey content for a while since everyone working on the show is taking a break. They want to continue making the best show that they possibly can. That's partially why they're taking a break in the first place. And after watching The Sign, I can't wait to see what's next in store for the Healer family. Well, that's my review. Let me know in the comments, have you guys seen the special yet? If so, tell me what you guys think about it in the comments down below. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, hit that like button, subscribe for more content, and hit the bell to be notified on my next video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and remember, you're hearing it from a regular bunny in a regular world. See you next time.
You're nothing else but shining, and everywhere at once. You're everything where everyone who is or ever was forever.